and he's telling him that, well, Hakeem should be in your top 10. And this man couldn't even formulate a sentence. He didn't even know Hakeem existed really. Didn't know Hakeem was top 15 in playoff points and rebounds and blocks in basically like 5 different categories he's top 15 in. This is like one of the worst NBA fans, like delusional. I ain't gonna say worse. One of the most delusional LeBron fans I've ever heard. Way more delusional than Nick Wright.
2000s plus for me era, because that's when he was fucking started winning, was the late 90s.
We're not talking about winning, Los. We're talking about impact, numbers, stats.
Yes, we're talking about that. He got off the Magic, and what happened? He started fucking winning. Just like LeBron got off the fucking bullshit Cavs, and he started winning.
Yeah, but he started winning with LA, and when he was in LA, he first was still playing in the 90s. He was in LA for 97, 98, and 99. That's still the 90s, Los. Now, again, Los, I get what you're saying. From 2000 on forward, Shaq was still great. But that also means that Shaq was also still great during the 90s. To the point where he not only beat Jordan, but got to the finals. So that means that 3 out of your top 10 players in your talent list was in the 90s, correct?
What I'm saying
is, let me ask you just one more question, Los, just one more. How many players in your top 10 talent are in the 2010? I just want you to answer that question.
Most of them are still playing right now, so I can't make a list. I don't know what's gonna happen with KD. I don't know what's gonna happen with Kawhi. God, what's gonna happen with fucking anyone, bro? First of all, if we're going talent wise,
yeah,
and we're talking about people who didn't win shit. I mean, what about James Harden? He's put up numbers that no one's ever put up.
So is he in your top 10, Los? Are you gonna put James Harden in your top 10 talent?
I'm not putting him there, but hey,
why would you bring him up? Why would you bring him up?
Hey, you put him in the fucking Jordan era, bro. He'll make any fucking team in that whole fucking NBA, the other Chicago Bulls, bro. You put James Harden in that era?
Los, you didn't answer my question.
What question?
How many players played in the 2010s that was on that list? For the era right now to be so much better, how many players are on that list?
Because you're trying to make a point that I didn't even say. I said overall it's better. Overall it is better.
Okay.
It is better overall. You're talking about Hakeem and Shaq, who are literally freak of nature. They're literally freaks of nature.
LeBron is not a freak of nature?
How many people walk around that look like Shaq? You answer my question.
How many people walk around like KD? And he still had to join the Warriors. So what are we talking about, right? What are we saying?
Okay, you're making my point better for LeBron. What are you talking about?
I'm asking you for an era that was so much better.
Hey, I'm gonna forget this. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna forget this. Let me just point this out. You were talking about Jordan coming back and whatnot, right? Okay. Mm-hmm. So tell me why, when Jordan retired for the first time.
Okay.
Explain to me, because we can go through lists of other teams where this is the complete opposite, but tell me why, because Jordan was so dominant and he was carrying everything, whatever. Why the fuck, and you know what I'm going to ask you, why did the Bulls barely get affected? I think it was like a 2-win difference from when he retired to the next season when they almost made the finals, I think by 1 game or something. So
he was coasting in a regular season in 93.
Listen. Why do LeBron fans try to bring that up, bro? When LeBron retired, they went from 57 wins to 55 wins and got put out in the second round. With Jordan, they won the championship every year, almost. Outside of the 80s, they won the championship almost every year in the 90s. If you wouldn't have retired, Hakeem don't get those 2 championships. In my opinion. That's just my opinion. That's not a fact. We don't know. That's hypothetical. But this guy has been arguing that the players of today are better than the players back then. Cool. I say we have more superstar players, better skilled players today. But then Low is telling him like if we remove all the rings and blah blah all that, it's still majority of 90s, you know what I'm saying, 90s players in the top 10. He said Larry Bird wasn't top 10. That's where he really, really lost me.
Explain to me why that Chicago Bulls team that had Jordan was not even on the team almost made the finals.
They had to go through a whole nother round, Los.
Okay, a whole nother round.
And let me also say,
what happened to the Cavs when LeBron abandoned them? What happened to the Heat when LeBron abandoned them? What happened to the Cavs the second time when LeBron abandoned them? What happened? What happened?
Can I say this, Los?
Why would you answer that?
I'm gonna answer that too.
Okay.
Now this is a year ago, so I'm gonna respond to that now. What happened to the Cavs? The Cavs were better than the team that LeBron is on this last year. They had an all-star. They made the play-in, which the Lakers did not. Mind you, this is a year ago. The Heat, when LeBron left, D-Wade was past his prime. It was a wrap. D-Wade was past his prime. It took them a couple years to get back to prominence. But they didn't really have another star. D-Wade retired in 2016, and D-Wade was done for, bro. You feel me? 4 years later, they're back in the finals. That's 2020. They're back in the finals. That's what happened. I want to hear y'all say this when LeBron leaves the Lakers. What happened to the Lakers? What happened to the Lakers? That's an indictment on LeBron. That's what LeBron does. You're going to get at least a championship. That's good. But after that championship, your team is going to be gutted and your franchise is going to be in a disarray. And I'm not saying LeBron is a terrible person, but I'm saying that he doesn't leave you in the best situations.
Hey, if the Cavaliers were healthy in that 95 series, in the 94 series, excuse me, honestly, I don't think the Bulls would have made it out the first round. But
so Jordan never played against injuries? That's fucking horseshit. But
what I'm saying is, I mean, to have a depiction of them making the second round is all of a sudden them almost making the finals is a wild stretch.
Oh no, I'm just talking about their record. There was the same record, almost identical.
Because in '93 Jordan was coasting during the regular season. That's why. The same way that LeBron used to coast and didn't care that much about the regular season, just so he can be prepped for the playoffs. Same thing happened in '93. LeBron.
That's a good excuse. That's a good excuse.
Not an excuse. I'll send you articles later on tonight. Where they were saying the same thing.
So Jordan didn't play all the games. He didn't play all the games.
He played the games, but he wasn't like same thing LeBron does, where he's not going full force. He's reserving his body for the playoffs. I'll send you articles. Now to answer your question about now to answer your questions about after LeBron left in 2010, yeah, the Cavs are horseshit. They were bad. When LeBron left Miami, Chris Bosh got blood clots the next year, and then eventually got it again the year after that, ended his career. So that's a star caliber player that's no longer playing, who also wasn't there as well.
No, but he played the year after LeBron.
He played half of the season. Okay. So he played half of the season.
But so you're saying that Bosh would have made them a fucking a second round exit? Second, they would have.
Let me explain.
Go ahead.
He would have, because in the very next season, the Miami Heat made it to the second round. Yes, he would have actually.
I disagree.
What are you talking about?
I disagree, especially with the. But go ahead. I'm not gonna stop your train of thought.
In 2016,
NBA YouTubers.
Not the first year after LeBron left. The very next season, the Miami Heat did the exact same thing that the Bulls did. They went to the second round and pushed the team to 7 games. They did the exact same thing. The biggest difference was that in 2015, not only did Chris Bosh play half of the season, D Wade only played 62 games. He missed 20 games during the regular season as well. That team wasn't 100% healthy. Now, again, those are factors that LeBron also had to deal with when he was there as well.
I was about to bring that up because I was about to say that.
Yeah, those are the
finals
factors.
Losses that get brought up against LeBron. When we somehow forget that no one on the Heat played well in the finals. D Wade was had one knee, and then all of a sudden the next year Bosh wants to be this fucking all-star. But in the playoffs, in the fucking finals, what the fuck is he doing? How is he helping the Heat win? But go ahead. Keep going with your train of thought.
But what I'm saying is, after 2015 and 2016, when Wade was healthy and he played practically a full season, and he went into the playoffs and practically played, he played well as well in the playoffs. The Bulls, the Heat did the same thing that the Bulls did in '95 when Wade was there and were able to play, which was make it to the second round and push the second round team to 7 games. They did the exact same thing.
Okay, so they didn't do the exact same thing, but my point is this. Even if that is all true, Jordan was coasting, whatever, that Bulls team.
He literally just told you they went to the second round a year after LeBron left and pushed the second round team to the 7 games, which is exactly what the Bulls did. But you say that's not the exact same thing. This is the shit that LeBron fans say, or these dumbass NBA YouTubers. You feel me? This Michael Jordan LeBron debate has to die now, bro, because it's getting more and more ridiculous, bro.